Grace Report. Happy Thursday. How's everyone doing? What is up? As I go all the way to the top. What is up, Delea Lux, Curious Potato, Denny Rose, Dusty Lane, Tyrana, Carol, Matthew, Wendy Marino, Lisa Boo. What is up? We have crazy weather. I'm kind of looking at the chat. We have crazy weather too. It rained all day today. Kind of rained. Well, actually, it rained the last 2 days, which is kind of weird for us, but it's good. We needed some rain. I think it's supposed to actually it's kind of sprinkly now, but it was pouring the whole day. But luckily it kind of stopped. Curious Potato goes, I love the rain. I like the rain too. Just not driving in it at night. I can't see too well when it rains. Thank you, Denny Rose. Grace Report. Love your hat. Thank you. It's it's got cat ears too. If you could see the cat ears. And as always, guys, Skeleduck is somewhere in this background. Just remind me by the end of the stream and I reveal his location. If you do not know what Skeleduck is, he is pictured in my upper left-hand corner, might be your upper right-hand corner. That is what he looks like. I hide him. It doesn't matter what studio I'm in, I hide him. And just remind me because I will forget. I've forgotten before. I'll end the stream and I'm like, Logical Spark, how's it going? Carol found Skeleduck already. Oh, the other day, I think it was last week, we had heavy fog. I had never driven in fog like that. It was crazy. I couldn't even see that there was a truck in front of me, like a big truck. I was like, what is that, a truck? Dusty sees a duck. It's not this one, guys. The one that's hiding over here, that's not Skeleduck. That's Skeleduck's brother Muscle that's gone to Muscle Beach. Sometimes I forget I still have it there, but it's not that one. What is this weird? Like I have weird things going on here because I haven't been in here for a while there. Curious Potato goes, the rain makes me think of a new day and fog makes me feel safe. Is that weird? No, not at all. Rain, I like rain because it kind of cleanses everything. So like the day after it rains, it's always like clear. I love how that is. But has anyone, while we wait for a few more people to trickle in, has anybody seen anything interesting? I haven't watched anything. I'm hoping to watch Nosferatu soon. Because we got a digital copy of it. Oh, actually we got a hard copy of it. And then I'm looking forward to Cobra Kai. I think it should be out already. The last they divided season 6 into 3 sections, so the last section should be out already on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe, yeah, it should be out already. And I believe Long Legs is supposed to drop on Hulu as well. Tinkle Tits! Thank you for being a member of the Wolfpack for 18 months. Happy almost weekend. What is up, Tinkle Tits? Hearts for Tinkle Tits, guys. Lisa Boo goes, I haven't been able to watch any new stuff lately. Wendy goes, I need to watch the last one before midnight. Curse Potato goes, just watch Cobra Kai. Great, loved it. I loved what I've been seeing. The part 1 and part 2. Well, I've liked all of it, actually, to be honest with you. It's been awesome. Denny Rose, been watching the Rookie series. Carol, thank you for being a member of the Wolfpack for 14 months. Great news today. All the cancer nodules in my lungs are shrinking. Super stoked. That is freaking awesome, Carol. I was going to say effing awesome. I had to bite my tongue there, but it is effing off. It's awesome, Carol. Hearts for Carol. That is very good news. Super awesome. Good to hear. I'm so glad. Tyranna, thank you for being a member of the Wolfpack for 17 months. Happy Thursday, everyone. Hearts for Tyranna as well. Thank you, Tyranna, Tinkle Tits, and Carol. Carol adds, even the doctor was super excited about that. Is freaking awesome. That is like the best news you can possibly hear. I am so happy for your Carol. Very good news. Gunner Girl, what is up? So, considering Valentine's Day is tomorrow, I do have some Valentine's history that I'm going to go over. Because I know some people love Valentine's Day and I know some people hate Valentine's Day. I know some people dub it Halloween to get a but if you're looking for some free Valentine's Day cards with a little twisted with a twist to it, let me pull that up so you don't see my mug going like this. Scary good Valentine's Day cards with love from Fangoria. I don't know how much of these I can show because some of these are kind of gruesome, but these are free. They're on Fangoria. They are free Valentine's Day cards. That feature some of our favorite horror movies. Some of them new that I haven't seen that are on my list. This Valentine's Day, skip the cliche, embrace the darkness, and give a card that truly captures the dark side of love with Fango's free horror-themed Valentine cards. Want to take a bite out of your love, succumb to the darkness, and enlist the help of Count Orlok himself, inseparable. We've got you covered with an ode to Oscar-nominated The Substance, which is on my list. I am dying to see that. It does star Demi Moore. It's gotten rave reviews, but then I'm kind of cautious about it because a lot of times when something gets rave reviews doesn't necessarily mean it's good. But it has piqued my interest and I do want to check it out. And a stark reminder that you are indeed one. Behold our Valentine Day 2025 roster of monstrous love. Here's a few of them. I don't want to show like too many because some of them are like gruesome. Like Godzilla +1, Succumb to Love, We Are One. I guess that's from Substance. Hooked on You, just to give you kind of from A Violent Nature, which I didn't really care for that movie, but hey, as a romantic gesture, we are offering up these twisted love notes for free, and you can download the high resolution cards to print and pass out. Whether you're celebrating with a fellow horror fanatic or someone who loves a good scare, these cards are sure to add a little fright to your Valentine's Day. Just imagine giving these to your kids to pass out on Valentine's Day at your school Valentine Day party. Woo! Looking for a bit more Valentine's Day horror to spice things up? Check out our list of horror movies to watch for Valentine's Day, which I'm going to get into next. Besides Heart Eyes, which hit theaters last Friday, which is a slasher film. I'm probably going to wait for that when it comes out on streaming. I usually do a lot of times when it comes to horror. But if you're interested in these horror Valentine's Day cards, they are on fangoria.com and you can download them and they are for free. Tammy, how's it going? Denny, I know. I think the teacher would send the poor kid to the principal for sure. They were like, where did you get these things? But wouldn't it be, I'm thinking of it as a hilarious standpoint. Well, my mom and dad are horror fanatics. Bernadette, what is up? I stopped watching Cobra Kai for a hot minute to say hola in here to spooky lovely Lisa in chat. Also, happy Massacre Day tomorrow. Just saying, I like that, Bernadette. How's it going? Wendy goes, I take notes when Lisa gives her movie likes. Denny goes, then the mom gets the call, please pick up your kid, ma'am. True, exactly. Shelly, how's it going? I mean, because some of them are kind of gruesome. It looked like it featured Godzilla, Violent Nature, Substance. I don't know what the Succumb one was. It doesn't look familiar. Also, if you're looking for horror movies to watch tomorrow or this weekend to celebrate Halloween, or Happy Massacre Day, as Bernadette puts it. Kind of like that one. That's kind of cool. Besides Heart Eyes, as I had mentioned, is anyone planning to see Heart Eyes? I know, Denny, you had mentioned it in theaters. Beyond Heart Eyes, the perfect Valentine's Day horror movies to watch this year. Well, true, Bernadette. Very true, it was. Hard Eyes continues horror's successful tradition of terrifying tales and extreme slashers that take advantage of the year's most romantic holiday. Holidays can be a wrongful time of unity where friends, families, and loved ones come together, whether they subscribe to the entrenched tropes of these seasonal customs or have created their own. Holiday horror films have become one of the genre's most cathartic traditions. This submersive brand of horror started to find its footing during the 70s through movies like Silent Night, Bloody Night, Whoever Slew Auntie Roo, and of course, Black Christmas and Halloween. The tongue-in-cheek nature of Christmas horror movies have helped make these the most popular holiday horror subgenre because if you're like me, I celebrate Halloween all year round. There are close to 100 Christmas horror movies, but this hasn't stopped other holidays like Thanksgiving, April Fool's Day, and even Independence Day from also leaving their mark on the horror genre. Valentine's Day is especially rewarding territory to explore through the horror lens. A time of love, affection, and often jealousy is subject matter that naturally feeds into horror's heightened emotional character. Josh Rubin's Heart Eyes, a throwback slasher that revolves around a festive killer who targets couples, is a modern classic in the making that reminds audiences why Valentine's Day is the perfect vehicle for scary slasher shenanigans. Anyone who wants to program a flawless night of Valentine Day fueled horror should turn the following films. And it's for those of you that hate Valentine's Day, want to turn Valentine's Day off. Horror is always a good escape. My Bloody Valentine, My Bloody Valentine 3D. I do like this movie. I like both of them actually. There was a remake. I saw the remake first, unfortunately, and then I was like, there's an original, and I saw the original. There really isn't. Curious Potato goes, I think it's overrated. Um, I didn't see a difference only in video quality, obviously, because of the time the technology was better, but I enjoyed both of them. So if you guys have not seen My Bloody Valentine, check it out. It is a slasher. It's one of my slashers are my favorite subgenre of horror. Probably the one I enjoy the most. There may not even be a Valentine's Day horror subgenre without 1981's My Bloody Valentine, a revelatory slasher that is the holiday's equivalent to Black Christmas. There's a deliciously Jaws escape plot that drives My Bloody Valentine forward. A deranged miner who had to resort to cannibalism during a tunnel disaster threatens to wreak havoc or violent vengeance on the sleepy town of Valentine Bluffs. What a great name. If they ever hold the annual Valentine's Day dance again. After 20 years, Valentine Bluffs finally decides to return to this tradition content that Harry Warden, played by Peter Cowper, is confined to a mental institution and unable to do any harm. Of course, Harry dons a miner's mask and pickaxe and returns to Valentine Bluff to terrorize the community's lovesick youth. A miner's mask turns out to be very effective slasher disguise that's simple yet creepy. True, very true. My Bloody Valentine features an abundance of removed hearts and foreboding POV segments that are rich in atmosphere. It also is just so silly that the film's dangers have an easy solution, the canceling of the dance, but such a setback is viewed as an impossible imposition to the party-deprived community. The original My Bloody Valentine is an evergreen classic, but 2009's My Bloody Valentine 3D, I don't think I saw it in 3D because I saw it streaming. Is actually one of the better remakes to come out of piece. It's unfortunate that the proposed sequel never came to fruition. I didn't see the 3D version, but I did see the remake. And I know I'm always talking about remakes and I can't stand remakes, but there are some remakes that aren't bad. Like My Bloody Valentine, because I mean, pretty much the slasher is in a mask. So if somebody else plays the slasher, you can't really tell because the face is covered. So it's not really ruining it in a way because you can't tell. So this one, both of them are good. So if you like I said earlier, if you have not seen them, check them out. Lisa Bugo's Valentine's is too commercial. I agree. I feel like Bernadette too. Valentine's is overrated. Curious Potato, it said the same thing. Curious Potato goes, My Bloody Valentine was a great band. I do remember them. Huh. Matthew saw it in 3D in theaters. Denny Rose likes Galentines. I know I've seen that popping around on social media where a lot of people celebrate Valentine's Day with their friends. Nothing wrong with that. That's kind of cool. Way to make a crappy, I guess for some people it's a crappy day, for others it's not. Fun. Picnic at Hanging Rock. I have never heard of this one. Many Valentine's Day horror movies focus on the holiday's immediacy and a desire for resolution. Peter Weir's, or hopefully I'm saying his last name correctly, Picnic at Hanging Rock, spits in the face of these principles in favor of a terrifying thriller that crafts a suffocating mystery that's in no hurry to provide answers. It's a film about humanity's inherent helplessness and their ultimate insignificance in comparison to the universe's infinite vastness. The film investigates the disappearance of 3 young girls who go missing during Valentine's Day During a Valentine's Day school trip, I cannot read today. I apologize in advance. To Hanging Rock, there's a cinema verte quality to the picture that evokes the feeling of early found footage or even the hazy, see, I told you I can't read, obscurity of something like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre that blurs the lines between fact and fiction. Picnic at Hanging Rock crafts a compelling story, but is really the movie's visual and memorizing cinematography that elevates it to something greater. This film has such a hypnotic hold over the viewer that makes them feel haunted at the mercy of some unexplained supernatural force. It's like you're drowning in a nightmare. Picnic at Hanging Rock gets under the audience's skin and in the type of film that viewers will immediately view to rewatch the minute that the credits begin to roll. It's one of the darkest and most unnerving Valentine's Day horror films, but is also widely considered to be one of the best Australian movies of all time. I have never seen this one. That sounds pretty interesting. I'm willing to check it out. Um and Australian film, so that probably might be why I've never heard of it. Valentine, I did hear about it, but I don't know, for some odd reason I never had interest in seeing this. I think I saw the trailer and I just thought it was cheesy, but I do like cheesy horror, don't get me wrong. Curious Potato goes, "Oh, that's a classic, no explanation." Denny Rose goes, "I'm looking forward to my tradition horror movies for sure." She also said, "My oldest godchild is having a Galentine dinner tomorrow." That is cool. Carol is just, "It's another day." Hug, what is up? Bernadette, toward the end. Stick around. Matthew goes, "I seen it. Not too bad for early 2000 movies. David Boreanaz is in it." I don't know. For some, I think it's because I thought it was cheesy, but I don't really know. I don't remember um why. Yeah, I don't remember why I never wanted to watch this. I just never. I know of it, but I never watched it. Valentine is the pinnacle of early 2000 era slashers, albeit a title that's actually held up incredibly well nearly 25 years later. The slick slasher has a cast that's full of some of the decade's top teen skewing talent, such as David Boreanaz, Denise Richards, Marley Shelton, and two Grey Anatomy alum, Katherine Heigl and Jessica Capshaw. Valentine is a very generic on paper. A killer in a Cuban mask begins racking up a body count that connects back to an embarrassing incident from junior high. Directed by Jamie Blanks of urban legend fame, the film has fun with a whodunit element that keeps audiences guessing up until the very end. It's easy to dismiss Valentine as one of the decade's many Scream ripoffs, but the horror movie actually has something to say and executes it through a surprisingly intricate revenge plan. It's full of provoking set pieces that fully take advantage of the many tropes and traditions that are connected to Valentine's Day. All these moments connect, but there are particularly disturbing scenes that involves chocolate and maggots. I do not want to know that. Not to mention a truly vicious kill with an iron. Valentine punches way above its weight, even if it's far from a perfect horror movie. Wendy goes, "Was he the dude from Buffy?" Yes, he was. Matthew goes, "Scream Factory has it on Blu-ray." Hospital Massacre. It's another film I've never heard of. Also known as X-Ray, as well as Be My Valentine, Warrant 13, and Or Else, is an entertaining slasher schlock from the early 80s that slipped through the cracks for many. Hospital Massacre, unsurprisingly, uses the claustrophobic and sterile settings of a hospital and turns it into an inescapable house of horrors. An unpopular boy, Harold Rusk, finds himself mocked by Susan Jeremy and her boyfriend on Valentine's Day, only for Harold to snap from the embarrassment and murder Susan's partner. Now, 19 years later, Susan is divorced and excited to brace life with her new boyfriend, Jack. Susan has to pick up her routine physical results from the hospital, where she's interrupted by her former stalker, who murders a surgeon and masquerades as a medical professional. I don't know how that would be. I mean, I guess it's a Valentine's Day type of theme. A lot of hospital massacre involves Harold killing off doctors and hospital staffs with precise medical tools. At only 89 minutes, it's hardly a long movie, but the final act does drag despite the harrowing situation that Susan finds herself in. Hospital massacre culminates in an emotional reunion that voids a cliche conclusion and argues that a final girl doesn't have to perish in order for a horror film to be successful. This is a niche Valentine's Day slasher that's a lot of silly, stupid fun. Tales from the Crypt. Amicus Productions helped lead the charge of an anthology horror. I cannot read today. Oh my gosh. In film through the 60s and 70s, Freddie Francis' Tales from the Crypt is considerably less campy than the HBO series that followed, but is still a very entertaining production that concludes with a cathartic twist. I don't know if I've seen this one. I know of the series, but I don't know if I've seen this one. Out of the film's 5 segments, it's frequently the Christmas-centric killer Santa story, and although the house that receives the most praise, however, there's also an excellent Valentine's Day segment in the mix. Poetic Justice is a title that may seem appropriate for most Tales from the Crypt stories, but this operates as a tight, tense revenge story that hits its mark and doesn't overstay its welcome. Poetic Justice involves a petty feud against a neighbor, Arthur Grimsdyke, who may seem odd, but he largely keeps to himself and doesn't disturb others. Cushing brings something special to the story, and Grimsdyke, complete earnest, really aids the performance and gives his character real pathos. The central prank exploits the death of Grimsdyke's wife on Valentine's Day, no less, which triggers a melancholy chain reaction. Poetic Justice is rather heartbreaking, and it's easy to see why the story wasn't adapted into an episode of the TV series, which went for broader and more extreme tales of terror. Any misgivings in the segment will be forgotten by the time the pitch-perfect ending arrives. It's pure EC Comics bliss, and the weaponization of seemingly sweet Valentine's Day card limericks help Poetic Justice walk so that Valentine could run. Broken Hearts. I don't think I know of this one, but I don't think I've seen it, and I kind of don't remember it. But this seems familiar to it, like The Mask. So I don't think I've seen it, but it's familiar. Bernadette goes, that was my guy back in the day, the Tales of the Crypt dude. Hugs goes, who remembers Rhonda Shear hosing up all night? My teen self thought she was so hot. Elvira too? I don't think I know who that is, Hug. I know Elvira, obviously, but not Rhonda Shear. Jake McDowell is a Canadian filmmaker whose first student film at the age of 17 was a modern update to John Carpenter's Halloween, which makes him the perfect choice for a Valentine's Day-based slasher movie. Broken Hearts is a cut from the same cloth as Hard Eyes and Valentine. There's a lot of crossover between these bloody affairs. A masked psychopath begins offering his unrequited crush romantic interest so that no one could get in the way of their love. Broken Hearts celebrate a robust body count, graphic violence, and a retro aesthetic that brings the slasher of the 70s and 80s to mind. The killer's Cupid-esque mask may have a low-budget direct-to-video look to it. However, there's such passionate love for the genre and filmmaking that's on the screen. Broken Hearts keeps its audience guessing over the serial killer's identity and playfully indulges in a twisted fantasy and disturbing set pieces that fed into the murderer's delusion and slipping grasps on reality. Not only does Broken Hearts gleefully wear its slasher love on its sleeve, but it directly name drops My Bloody Valentine 3D and coyly asks the audience, tell me, who would actually pay to see Valentine's Day horror movie? Holiday? Some of these I've never heard of. Valentine's Day, 2016 Holidays has good intentions and features some particularly satisfying highs, the likes of which make it all the more disappointing that they're sandwiched between some lackluster lows. Holidays is an 8 segment anthology film that showcases a different holiday in each story, the likes of which are helmed by promising genre filmmakers. Valentine's Day kicks off the film and benefits from Kevin Kolsch and Dennis Widmeyer's starry-eyed direction. This tale is fairly formulaic Valentine's horror, but is presented with a brutal intensity and rawness that helps it stand out among the anthology film's other segment. Valentine's Day tackles bullying, revenge, and unrequited love with a bloody climax that is reminiscent with a bloody climax that's reminiscent of Tales from the Crypt's poetic justice. It's exactly the sort of slasher-based situation that one might expect to find in a film like Heart Eyes. Bernadette goes, I think I might have seen that. Pontypool? Canadian apocalypse thriller Pontypool. I've never heard of it, and I'm pretty sure you got that from the way I said it. I was like, Pontypool is one of the most creative takes on zombie-esque virus that spreads through society. It's easy to miss the fact that Pontypool begins on Valentine's Day, but the affectionate holiday becomes vital subtext to the alarming story. Many zombie films explore a toxic outbreak that spreads through human contact or bites to the flesh. Pontypool explores an even more disturbing idea that presents a virus that spreads through human language. In doing so, Pontypool is able to present such a unique and methodical look into society's breakdown. It's truly chilling to see the virus spread and society struggle to figure out what's going on. There's a clear progression to the infection as individuals begin to uncontrollably repeat certain words before the vocabulary and comprehension become progressively garbled and regresses into nonsense. There's a particularly powerful sequence where Grant convinces Sydney that the word kill actually means kiss, which is a stunning distillation of what it means to be loved in a horror movie. Pontypool's finale is a beautiful expression of love that's shrouded in hopelessness. Actually, this is kind of piquing my interest. Pontypool doesn't push the fact that it begins on Valentine's Day in the audience's faces. However, the movie's message about the importance of communication, the power of language, and how the loss of these things leads to a total disaster becomes even stronger when it's contextualized through romance and relationship. Ships, love, and affection increasingly evaporate, and madness reigns when language is lost, whether it occurs in a zombie apocalypse or a mundane breakup. So here are some movies to watch, some Valentine's Day theme movies to watch this weekend or tomorrow as well. Wendy goes, what was the New Orleans Vampire series originals? Is that the one you're talking about? The originals? I loved the originals. Curious Potato, wasn't David? I think it's, yeah, he was, but it was called Valentine. It's the one that they mentioned in the article. I have not seen that one for some odd reason. I don't know why I skipped it, but I did, and I never saw it. I probably will go back to it. Lisa Boo goes, I'm Canadian, and I'm not sure if I saw that. Denny Rose, Trick or Treat was creepy. Oh, Trick or Treat. I love Trick or Treat. One of my favorite movies. In fact, I have Sam, he's back there somewhere, and then I have his pumpkin, which you can barely see. Curious Potato, I've also heard that Buffy is coming back too. I don't know when, but I've it's floating around. From the original, what was his name? Claus? I loved Claus. I loved him, and then the other brother. I can't think of the name right now. I love that show. I started watching it and I was like, oh. Denny Rose Goes Angel is coming back too. I don't know. I feel like they should leave those in the 90s, but so I know on Valentine's Day, I know last year we spoke about the Valentine's Day massacre, which is more mobster, more true crime-ish. Um, and I know I probably mentioned about a little bit of history also too of Valentine's Day, but it's always cool that we have a holiday, but the real like how it evolved from what it was or like where it came from is crazy, and Valentine's Day is no different. Um Elijah, thank you, Wendy. Elijah. I haven't seen that show in years, but oh. So the dark truth about Valentine's Day will leave you astounded. Dark history of Valentine's Day. Today we celebrate Valentine's Day with fervor and make efforts to make our loved ones feel special, but was that always the case? They have a typo in their thing. We will find out. I mean, obviously, as we know, Valentine's is probably like the biggest flower, biggest teddy bear, biggest card. I feel like candy is a big thing. I feel like restaurants is also like a big thing. Like restaurants would be busy on Valentine's Day. That's what we know it as. It's like a holiday for love, roses, chocolates, you name it. But there is a dark history to Valentine's Day besides the Valentine's Day massacre. Dark history of Valentine's Day. We have been celebrating Valentine's Day and even Valentine's week with fervor for many decades now. This is the day when love is in the air and couples go out of their way to express their love and admiration for each other. However, did you know there's a dark truth about Valentine's Day that may unsettle a lot of you? Let's deep dive in. The dark truth about Valentine's Day origins in ancient Rome. So, Valentine's Day is believed to have its roots in ancient Rome, a festival called Luper. I know I've heard them mention this in Spartacus Blood and Sand. If you guys are familiar with that show, I've heard them say this, but Luper, I am so gonna butcher it though. I've heard them say it, but I can't pronounce it myself. Luper Lupercalia. I'm probably butchering it. That was celebrated. Sorry about that, guys. That was celebrated from February 13th to 15th. During the festival, goats and dogs were sacrificed and the sacrificial blood was smeared on participants. Well, that's not all. Apparently, young men would strip, run on streets, and flog women with animal hide. Wondering why, the act was deemed to give a boost to a woman's fertility. You would be surprised to know that even women welcomed the lashes as they wanted to become more fertile. During the festival, some matchmaking also used to happen. Young men and women would draw names to pair up during the festival, and then they sometimes led to marriage. The dark truth about Valentine's Day, the death of Saint Valentine. There was a priest named Saint Valentine in Rome during the reign of Emperor Claudius II in the 3rd century. So when Emperor Claudius II allegedly banned young soldiers from marrying, as he believed unmarried men made better warriors, in a way, I mean, I guess in a way it is, because a man that doesn't have any ties to anybody would probably, I mean, it's kind of sad to think it this way, but a man like that went to war that had nothing to come back to would probably be like the better warrior. So it kind of makes sense, but sad at the same time. It was Valentine because they're not clouded, like their judgment's not clouded. They're not thinking about, oh, my wife back home or whatever it may be. But sometimes I feel like that also helped people in war. It helped them survive. So it could be both ways. It was Valentine who defied the emperor's decree. He continued to get couples married in secret. Valentine was eventually caught, imprisoned, and then sentenced for death for his act of defiance. Apparently, on the eve of his execution, Valentine is believed to have healed a jailer's blind daughter, and he sent her a note that read, "From your Valentine." This explains why the tradition of sending cards started in the first place. And I guess that's how it ended, this article. What? This article gypped me. But that's a little bit about the dark history of Valentine's Day. I don't know about men running stark naked um in the streets for women and what was slapping them with hides, with animal hides. I don't know if I would have want that, but I guess if that was normal um for people, I guess, I mean, if it's something you've done all this time, it's something normal. Like, they don't look at it differently, and I guess we shouldn't either, but that's something I probably wouldn't enjoy. I don't know, but I guess it said women welcomed it. Denny Rose, leave it to the past to have a dark side to everything. Exactly. There's always something dark accompanying a holiday. Wendy goes, nope, no streaking. Wendy goes, leave a bit to the imagination, please. I also have another article. It might repeat what I just said. Um, but it might go more in depth. So, 5 terrible things that happened on Valentine's Day. Because, I was looking for the spooky. So, the martyr of Saint Valentine, which I had spoke about briefly, that article was kind of brief. Most of them are brief. I couldn't find one that really went in depth. Fans of all things romance owe a debt of gratitude to the man who we now know as Saint Valentine, though his exact identity remains a mystery. According to one version of Saint Valentine's history, he was an ordinary priest who lived in the 3rd century CE. He was going about his usual priestly duties during a time when Rome was ruled by the Emperor Claudius II, aka Claudius the Cruel. Claudius had been under the impression that lagging enlistment into the Roman army was because of the men's strong attachment to their wives and lovers, which was mentioned in the previous article. To him, the solution was simple: ban all marriages and engagement to ensure that more men joined the Roman military ranks. What? Valentine realized the injustice and cruelty of such a decree and continued to perform marriage ceremonies in secret. When Emperor Claudius discovered the priest's clandestine activities, he sentenced him to be clubbed to death, and then, as if that wasn't enough, to have his head cut off. Valentine died on February 14th, around the year 270 CE. For his great service in the name of love, Valentine was named a saint. You can see his skull on display at the Basilica of Santa Maria in Cosmedin, Rome. The death of Theodore Roosevelt's wife and mother. For Theodore Roosevelt, Valentine's Day in 1884 was a terrible time. It was the day two of the most beloved women in the future president's life died only hours apart. Roosevelt began that day as usual, working his job at the New York State Legislature until he was unexpectedly summoned home. He arrived to find out that his mother, Mittie, had died suddenly of typhoid fever. Later that same day, Roosevelt's wife of 4 years, Alice Lee, succumbed to Bright disease, an inflammatory kidney disease. She had given birth to the couple's daughter, Alice, only 2 days earlier. Roosevelt's diary entry for that day was marked with an X and an inscription that said, "The light has gone out of my life." The tragic events of that day devastated Roosevelt. That is horrific. After finishing his term in the New York State Legislature, he left New York for the Dakota Territories, where he embraced ranch life and took on the role of local sheriff for 2 years. Roosevelt then returned to the East Coast, became governor of New York, and in 1900 became William McKinley's vice presidential running mate. When McKinley was assassinated in 1901, Roosevelt began an 8-year stint in the White House as the 26th president of the United States. Roosevelt eventually found love with Edith Kermit Caro, whom he married in December of 1886. That sucks. To come home to find that your mother passed away, and then your wife that had just given birth to your daughter. That is horrific. The murder of Al Capone's rivals. There wasn't much love on the streets of the north side of Chicago on Valentine's Day of 1929, and I spoke about this last year. Unfortunately for some of gangsters, Al Capone's rivals, someone had them murdered on that day. In 1920, Chicago, several gangs ruled the street. The Prohibition era was in full effect, making bootlegging a lucrative endeavor, along with other unsavory businesses like gambling and prostitution. There was a lot of money to be made, and every gangster wanted their piece. Capone, the head honcho in town, was raking in upwards of $60 million in his business ventures. His main rival was none other than George Bugs Moran, another of Chicago's kingpins at the time. On February 14th, 1929, during the Great Depression, that's probably like the start of the Great Depression, gunmen dressed as police officers entered the garage of one of Bugs Moran's bootlegging operations and pretended to arrest the 7 men there. The imposter police officers then lined up and pew-pewed them while they stood facing a wall on the premises. I believe that wall is at the Mom Museum in Vegas. It's on my bucket list. I never realized it was like right off of Fremont Street until one day I was walking and I looked one way and I was like, "Oh my God, that's the Mom Museum."
Solgar asked.
The imposter police officer then lined them up, pew-pewed them while they stood facing a wall on the premises. Capone was never charged with the crime. However, all signs point to the notorious gangster, as all 7 of the murdered men were associated with Bugs Moran. Didi Rose's like road trip. The accidental 1945 being of Prague. February 14th of 1945 was a day of horror and sadness for the citizens of Prague. Allied forces bombed Prague, thinking it was the German city of Dresden. The actual target of the attack, the accidental aerial assault, resulted in 701 deaths and 1,184 injuries, of all of them civilians. Hundreds of homes and historical sites were destroyed, and 11,000 people were left homeless. Navigation errors were said to be the cause of the deadly miscalculation. The plane's radars were not working properly, forcing the 8th Army Air Force Squadron to manually calculate the distance of their target of Dresden, situated 75 miles northwest of Prague, but their calculations were off due to that grave error. A squadron of 40 B-17 flying fortresses, oh my God, that airplane is amazing, mistakenly dropped 152 tons of bees on the innocent people of Prague. That is a grave mistake. And that's more than just oops. I mean, back then they didn't have the technology that they do now. But the B-17 is an awesome piece of machinery. I do like World War II planes. Whenever I see them, I do see some because there's a not too far away, there's like a private airfield or like a small airfield for like private jets. And every once in a while you will catch a World War II vet plane up in the air because you can hear the propellers. And I'm like, oh my God, where is that? It's like one of my favorite things to see. I just love World War II planes. The Stardust nightclub fire, which I've never heard of, for people gathered at Stardust nightclub in Dublin for a Valentine's Day disco party, February 14th, 1981, was a tragic day. Of the 841 patrons attending the party, 48 people died and 200 were injured. At just after midnight on February 14th, a fire began in the roof space above the club, with the music blaring among the jubilant festivities. No one noticed the fire until the heat melted the roofing material and hot substance began dropping on the partygoers' heads. A panic ensued. People rushed to the exits only to be hampered by several obstructions, padlocked emergency exits, sealed windows, and excessive amounts of tables and chairs. Emergency responders were dispatched to the scene of the fire, but tragically, many of the people inside had already succumbed to the smoke and flames. Dublin's hospitals were flooded with injured and dying people. The fire was ruled to be caused by arson at the time, but in 2022, more than 40 years after the tragic inferno, families of the victims renewed their demand for a new inquest due to the lack of evidence pointing to arson at the cause of the fire. This article actually, there were some new ones that I had never heard of, some tragedies. Both the death of Roosevelt's mom and wife all on the same day, that sucks, because you're already hit with one blow and then later in the day you're hit with another. That really sucks. That definitely would cause someone to die inside from it, from sadness. But luckily he prevailed. Also, the unfortunate event that the B-17s miscalculated what city they needed to do their bean, and they dropped it on the wrong city. That is sad. That's like a big major mistake. Big major mistake. And then a fire obviously is sad. Dusty Lane, yeah, the Red Baron was a true terror. Bernadette goes, I just watched an Amelia Earhart documentary, dang crazy. Prague is a beautiful city. I think that's what you were trying to say, Curious Potato. Gunner Girl, there's a band called Bullet for My Valentine. I don't know if they consider metal band or new metal. I don't know what side they're considered. Matthew has been inside. Oh my gosh, you have been. I've never been inside. I've been up close to one, but never inside. But that is some crazy things that happened on Valentine's Day. A lot of the horror. I mean, Saint Valentine was just trying to help. Because of a tyrant who felt that to build an army, he needed men that weren't in love. And he banded marriages and engagements. Like, what the hell? Really? Poor Saint Valentine was just feeling the love, and he paid for it. D-Nice! Thank you for being a member of the Wolf Pack for 22 months. Happy Valentine's. Much love. Hearts for D-Nice. Thank you, D-Nice. Hug goes my best friend and cousin. 2 ex-coworkers died in the station nightclub fire on 2/20/03 in West Warwick, Rhode Island. Pyro set off by Great White took 100 and injured. Wow, that's crazy. Lise, how's it going? Yes, Bernadette. Actually, you know what? I'll have you come in because I was going to check something real quick. Fruit bouquets. All right, hold on. Okay, Bernadette, I'm going to drop it in the link. In the chat. I'm going to drop. I cannot talk today. Long day today. All right, Bernadette, I dropped the link in the chat. No spoilers, though, Bernadette, for Cobra Kai. I have not seen it yet. What's up, Bernadette?
Oh, my phone. Hold on. There we go. Sorry. That was Johnny Depp, as you all know. He's my notification. Sorry.
That's
Apologies.
okay. So what's up?
Work. I hate it.
Besides work.
You don't want to know. Other than that, no, you know what I was thinking though? Wasn't that the same thing like with Some Like It Hot with the massacre in the beginning of the movie? Do you remember that?
No, I haven't seen that one. Is it that Some Like It Hot is
Marilyn Monroe?
Yeah, I have not seen that one. I know of it, but I haven't seen that one.
Oh my God, girl. Okay, you need to watch that movie, okay? So in the beginning, Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon, Marilyn Mother friggin' Monroe, of course, the beauty.
Of course.
In the beginning of it, that's like the massacre, the Valentine's, because I think it happens on that day.
Ooh,
when they,
I'll have to watch that.
So yeah, it's very interesting because I'm like, it happens on that particular day. So I'm like, oh, okay, and the gangsters and stuff.
I know. I love the gangsters in the 20s.
Oh,
and the
you're gonna
flapper
love
girls.
that then.
Yeah, I like the flapper girls and the clothing style and everything from the 20s to the 40s to the 50s. Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're gonna love that. Here's a little tidbit then. Okay. Marilyn Monroe in there. You're gonna notice her little tight dresses and everything. You're gonna notice a little bump. She was preggers at the time.
During that movie?
She was with she was married to that writer with the glasses. I don't remember his name.
I saw her biopic thing and I can't remember.
Yeah, but I can't ever remember his name.
I can't remember his name, but I know what you're talking about. I know who you're talking about because the guy with the glasses was in it.
The guy with the writer.
Yeah.
That was her third husband, I believe. So, she actually did get preggers in there. So if you notice a little bitty bump with her tight dresses, she was pregnant there. And
yeah, because back then they didn't really. I mean, they did hide it because Lucille Ball. No, they added it into the show when she got pregnant. Never mind, they didn't hide it.
Yeah. Well, she wanted it though.
Yeah,
she wanted it.
Yeah, she wanted
She owned the studio.
Yeah, well, yeah, duh. I mean, that's the best way. Own the studio that your show's on so you can say what you want. That's the best.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the best.
But no, at the time though, Marilyn didn't know.
Ah.
Fat, I guess, because she was eating a lot. But
Ah.
because she had a couple times before where she couldn't have, babies. So doctors told her, "Oh, Court, you can't have them anymore." Blah blah blah. She was,
But
you
there's
know,
always that 99.99999%
exactly,
percentage.
exactly.
There always is, regardless.
Yeah, yeah. But unfortunately, it was a lot to do with stress and a lot of other stuff. But yeah,
Yeah. 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 Unfortunately. But no,
yeah.
I have to check that out for the St.
You're
Valentine's
gonna love
Day
that
concert.
movie.
Because I know of the movie, I just never seen it. It's like one of those things where you know of the
You're gonna
movie
love
and
it.
you don't get a chance to watch it. Like some of
Girl, really?
like
Come on.
some of the
That's like one
Valentine's
of the
Day
famous movies ever.
I know, it's just one of the ones I just never got to watch. It's like some of the
Well,
ones
you can watch it
that
with
were
Lewis.
yeah, I could. But it's like the ones that were on my horror movie, the Valentine's horror movie. There's some of them that I knew of, but I never seen, and some of them I've never heard of. I was like, I've never heard of this one.
Yeah. You know what? There was one I did watch. I think it was like I want to say last year. There was one like in a small town. I think it was a B movie, and
Some
I
of those
seen
aren't
it.
bad. Some of those are
No,
kind of
this
good.
one wasn't really either.
Yeah,
It really wasn't. But I mean, I don't remember where I saw the name of the title. It has to be either Instagram or TikTok. One of those. And I was like, huh, okay, let me see. Let me check this out. And I watched it. It was on YouTube for free. And
right.
I watched it. And I mean, it was corny, but it was good. And it
Yeah,
had to do with Valentine's.
huh?
And I can't remember it. Dang
Because
it.
the only Valentine's Day horror movie I know is My Bloody Valentine. Obviously, it's the only one I've really seen. Because I like slashers, so I'm always gonna watch slashers. But that's the only one that when I think of Valentine's Day, I think of that.
Ugh.
Now
Yeah.
there's Hard Eyes that just came out, so now there's that one too.
Yeah, I'm not a Valentine's girl. Never have been. Ever.
No,
Even
I'm
Brandon,
never.
I told him that before. I don't do Valentine's, so
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not a
good.
Valentine's Day type of person either.
Mm-mm. Nah, I'm good. I mean, if you want to give me those chocolate strawberries, I'm good.
Yeah, those are good.
Those are good. I like
Yeah,
that. That's
that's
cool.
like the only time they have those. I think is Valentine's Day. I
But girl,
think
you can
yeah,
make your own. It's
yeah.
cheaper.
You could
It's
make your own
cheaper.
and buying them, and then you could see the quality of the strawberries too. Cause
Yeah.
yeah, because with the chocolate on it, you can't see like the quality of the strawberry.
Well, let me tell you a little secret, Lisa. Not only strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, schnozberries,
Oh yeah, like you could
chocolate.
dip it. You could dip anything in chocolate.
Yes. Oh, yes, you can, girl, from experience.
Pineapple. I don't know. I've never tried pineapple, but
Um. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were saying our secret word. Sorry, that came out of nowhere. Now everybody knows that we're allowed to change it. Change it. Dang it, Lisa.
or there's flowers. It's like a big thing of flowers.
No, no, no. I don't do flowers. I don't like flowers because you have to keep them up and you have to.
Yeah,
Ugh.
they end up with me. Like I don't have a green thumb, so they end up dying. I
Exactly.
mean,
It's like,
if like when I left my job, um, my last job, that everyone, they gave me a card and some flowers. I thought that was nice. Like, okay, that's nice, but I'm not much of a flower person.
no, but they have those bouquet of candy. The bouquet
Yeah,
of
they
like
have that. Oh,
Hershey's,
they
and
have flower. Like they have one fruit bouquets too that are just out of fruit.
yeah, I know.
I did that
I
one
got
time
one.
for my stepmom. My center fruit bouquet, which is kind of cool. I like that idea. It's kind of cool because you can eat the fruit.
Oh yeah, I know, I know. Brandon sent that for our first anniversary to me, and I put tahini on all of it. I was like, tahini, tahini, tahini.
That's a cool idea because it's something that
It's
doesn't
good.
die and it's good if you like
Yeah,
fruit.
you can eat it. Whereas flowers, you have to take care of it like kids, and I raised my kids, and they're good. They're healthy. They're alive.
But
they're somewhere.
Flowers, I'm just no me and plants. Period. I do not have a green
No,
thumb whatsoever.
exactly. This.
But that is like the biggest
I killed the
buying
cactus.
holiday.
How do you kill a cactus?
I've done that too.
Okay, so there we go. There we go. We're no green thumbs. Okay, we're no poison ivies.
No,
Okay, we're more Harley Quinns or Catwoman and something
No.
else because we ain't no
No.
poison ivies.
no flowers for your plants. I've tried.
No.
I have one in my
Mm-mm.
room right now that's holding on by a thread.
Oh, girl.
The leaf, it's like I'm trying. It's like crawling.
The leaf is like, help.
And then it's
I'm
like a
leaning to the left.
big plushie and chocolates. That's what I feel like this Valentine's Day is. It's mostly like chocolates, plushies, and flowers and cards.
No, for me, girl, give me my wine, give me my chocolate strawberries, give me Cobra Kai. I'm good.
Yeah, Cobra Kai came out. I haven't watched it yet, so don't give it. No spoilers.
I'm in the middle of it. I'm not saying no spoilers. No spoilers.
I'm watching
No.
you.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Nope.
But that is today, guys. If you have Netflix, check it out. It's the final, last part of Cobra Kai ever. It's the ending. It is on Netflix.
But
check it out. I think. Oh, wait a minute. They're gonna have a movie too. I forgot.
Is it?
I don't know. They might do.
There we go.
There's a movie too that has Jackie
No, you know what I saw on No, I saw on and I forget his name. The sensei, what's his name from Cobra Kai? Not my love of my life there, Johnny Lawrence, but
Reese?
The other one, the old guy. Kreese. He said something cryptic.
Reese.
Yes, he said something cryptic on his not his TikTok, on his Instagram. Very cryptic.
I follow him too, but I didn't see it, so I probably haven't.
You didn't see it?
It probably didn't, because you know how sometimes you don't see it until like later when you follow somebody. So I probably haven't scrolled through it yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this was today.
Yeah, so I haven't scrolled through it yet because I haven't scrolled through Instagram yet.
Yeah, he said something cryptic, and I'm like, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say here? I don't know. We don't know because this
the movie looks
franchise
really good, though, actually.
is huge. It's huge. I don't know, but Jackie Chan ruined it last time. He ruined it.
Yeah, but it looks like it actually the trailer actually looks good, but because a trailer looks good doesn't necessarily mean the movie's going to be good.
It's because what's his name's in it? Danielson.
Yeah.
Ralph.
And it looks.
That was the same Ralph Lauren.
and
Machio.
And the kid in it looks kind of cool, so I'm down for it.
Well, better than Jaden. What's his?
Oh, I didn't even watch that one. I never.
Oh, dude,
I didn't watch the one with What's-Her-Face either.
That's what I'm saying. It was horrible. Like, seriously, you think Jackie Chan could take Mr. Miyagi on? And no. No. But Will Smith has his hand on this movie, so.
Well, he kind of has his hand on Cobra Kai too, because he's like producer. His name shows up in the credits. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I know, and I hate it. I don't like that. Because when they were on YouTube, when they came on YouTube, it was brilliant to me. The whole series, like, it was what only.
And then Netflix
was it the second, third? Yeah, Netflix bought them out, and then they became Netflix. And of course, I gotta follow Cobra Kai because that's
Yeah.
But man,
But I mean, they're gonna go where the money goes, so I can't blame them. Anyone would do that. I don't blame them for doing that. Anybody will go with where the money is.
True.
To keep them going.
True. So, YouTube, where the money at? Where the money at?
Netflix.
I'm here. This is here. Skelly Duck's here. We're calling you out, YouTube. Netflix, give us a deal. Give me a deal.
There's also stuff that else that's supposed to come out. I forgot tomorrow. I know Longlegs is. Longlegs is coming out tomorrow.
I already
For
watched
sure.
it.
On Hulu. So if
Yeah.
you guys want to see that Nicolas Cage, I can't talk today or read today. Nicolas Cage, where he plays a serial killer in Longlegs, it is supposed to come out tomorrow, I believe, on Hulu.
Well, can I just say, as somebody who did watch it already, I'm not giving anything away, but it is a must see. You won't do.
It is on my list. It is definitely on my list.
You will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. Believe me, it was. Yeah, watch it. Got nothing to lose. Hulu's
on Hulu. So if you guys have Hulu,
it rhymed. I don't know. On Hulu.
Curious Potato binge watched Cobra Kai today. Loved it.
No spoilers, please. Still finishing it.
Dusty goes about 20 years ago. The thing to do was to send dead flowers to your ex. There was a thing I saw it last year, and then even this year, that you can name a cockroach.
A Cobra Kai
cockroach after your ex, and they did it again this year. It was like a zoo or something.
See, and I don't agree with that, because cockroaches are survivors. Exes are not. They're not. They're lower than the cockroaches.
It's seeing a cockroach, but there's some people that don't like cockroaches, so it kind of makes sense. It's kind of hilarious,
I guess, but I don't agree with people calling their exes either, dogs, because dogs are loyal.
Exactly. Oh yeah.
Hello. No, they're not dogs. They're not cockroaches. They're lower. To me, they're scum.
Yeah.
Exes can be scum.
The soap scum in your shower.
Yeah, the
mold.
Scum in the sewers or whatever.
The allergy.
Yeah, something like that. No. Cockroaches are survivors, okay? The cockroaches and Cher are going to be the only ones alive. We're all going to be dead one day. And Cher's
going to be. Some reason she's still going to be alive.
She's like, I want to do my last tour. Oh. I don't know. To the cockroaches, I guess.
But crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, well, crazy times. We're living in crazy times, Lisa.
We are.
2025. Crazy times.
Guys, do you have any questions? Since we kind of opened it up anyways. Usually.
Because we might not have any answers. Woohoo!
Tyrana's laughing.
I miss this. I miss you, Lisa.
This is... Hold on. Spam. How am I getting spam?
What?
That's...
Best viewers on what?
Oh, that's on Twitch. That's how I'm getting spam on Twitch. Hold on. I was like, wait a minute. I can't get spam on YouTube. Hold on here.
It's on Twitch too.
Except I'm not on Twitch from here. So I can't, because I was trying to click off of it and I was like, oh, wait a minute. It's on Twitch.
It's the internet, Lisa. I don't even understand anymore.
I was like, how am I getting spam? I haven't seen that in a long time. That's funny.
You know what goes good with spam? Eggs. Get it? Spam. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Like D-Nice says, spam is only good wrapped in seaweed and rice. That too, sis. Yes, that too. It's very good.
Oh, spam musubi?
Yeah, whatever that is. Oh, not Asian. Asian, not Asian. I don't get it.
Oh my gosh, how do you click off a spam on the computer? I don't know how to do it off the computer.
Do they have eggs next to it?
No. It's fervent piggyback or whatever.
Well, then I'm lost. No.
And they're oh well, it's not like anyone's
That's
there
weird.
to click.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't gonna click
know.
on it. I don't normally. Oh, Matthew's like Skeleduck. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna remove Bernadette for a second. For 1 second. Skeleduck! Because I will forget. Skeleduck is right there, right by my Squid Game. Oh, wait a minute. I can't even put my hand there correctly. There. Right there. Right in between my Squid Game backpack and my Friday the 13th backpack. But you can't tell it's a Friday the 13th backpack. But he's right there on my left-hand side of the screen. Might be your left-hand side of the screen. That is where he's at. Thank you, Matthew, for reminding me because I will forget. All right, Bernadette's back.
I've given up on Skeleduck. I want to say a different word, but duck. I can't see him. I can never see him unless you're like when you're at Lewis's, then I can see him because it's obvious.
Yeah, because his studio doesn't have a lot of mine has a lot of stuff in it. It's easier to hide stuff in mine.
Yours is harder for me. It really is harder for me because, like I said, everybody. Maybe I don't know if anybody knows. You know, I'm colorblind, Lisa. So it's hard. Okay, it's very, very hard for me. I'm like, God dang it, that duck wins again.
Yes, Dusty's Valentine's gift is going to be a part for her oven to fix it. That is awesome.
That's good.
After 6 months, that is awesome. Because when you're trying to fix something and you get a hassle, to finally see it come to an end is the best.
Dang right. I call it a David Hasselhoff.
Is awesome. All right, guys. Any last minute questions before I end the stream? Any last minute words, Bernadette?
Happy Massacre Day tomorrow. I don't believe in Valentine's Day.
Or Halloween. Halloween. I know a lot of.
I love Halloween. Halloween's everything. Okay, I believe that more than I do Christmas or Turkey Day or whatever day. I do.
Thank you, guys. So have a happy Halloween. Happy Valentine's Day for those who celebrate. Happy Halloween Day for those that make it spooky. Happy Galentine's Day for those that spend it with their friends. I don't know what else they say.
Wait, you said Halloween?
Yeah, Halloween.
I like that.
Halloween.
That's better.
There's a lot of those spooky like businesses that I follow. They'll say Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I like that.
I do too. I think that's better. Way better.
Way better. So it's like Halloween and Valentine's Day together, which I'm like, yes. And I've seen other people say it too. And I was like, okay, I'm adopting that. I like it.
I love it. I like that.
All right, guys. I will see you guys on the next one, which will be Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there, be squared, stay spooky, guys, and sweet nightmares. I will see you on the next one. Thank you, guys, and good night.
Sweet nightmares. See you in there.